And if we all come to our true human identity and see that that's the first identity, and that's the most important identity, and you know the Bible says, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Now I can see that happening, I can see that have been fulfilled in the world. The first identity was us identifying as human. Human. Not as Africans and Asians and Europeans, as human. Not as black and white and red, as human. Not as Americans and Chinese, no, as human. That's the first identity. And the Bible says that the first shall be last. That first have become last. We put our black skin before our human identity. We put our American citizenship before our human identity. We are Americans. We know that. That's first. We Americans. Or I'm an African American. I'm a black American. I'm a Polish American. I'm a Jewish American, whatever. We put these identities, and these identities have separated us from the original identity. I said this at another previous engagement I had this year, and I will say it again here. If you put your color, your ethnicity, or your race, or anything else on you as an identity, and you get out of touch, you lose the awareness that you are human firstly, those identities are going to fail you. They're going to fail you. They're going to end up contributing to your deterioration. Get you in serious trouble in time. How can a person be a racist if they are first grounded upon their human identity? How can they be racist? No way. So does Satan have to make you forget your human identity to make you a racist, or to turn you against your brothers and sisters in humanity? If we get back in touch with our identity that God gave us, that He gives us when He say you all are the children of Adam, we can make great progress. Your soul will be lifted up. The burden will be taken off your soul. Your mind will awaken to do greater and more beautiful things. Yes, you'll be free. In our religion, false worship is the worst form of oppression. Now, African Americans, when we think of oppression, we think of white supremacy. We think of our circumstances as slaves on the plantation. We think of discrimination, segregation, and all the wrong done to us by white folks when we think of oppression. But that's not the worst oppression. The worst oppression is for you to have a false authority over your life. Now, in ancient times, in my conclusion, in ancient times, medieval times too, but mainly in ancient times, images were made of the powers and authorities that were working and ruling in the life of people. They made images for them of people who love sex, and sex seemed to have been the main driving force in their life. They were given a deity that meant sex, having sex. And they would worship that deity. Yes, they would have celebrations and dance and shout and everything around that sex organ. This is history. This is history, brothers and sisters. And you know Africa, the name Africa, it goes back to a mythical deity, a female, Aphrodite. If you say she is an Aphrodite, you mean she's oversexed? She wants it too often and too much? So we have to understand these myths, how these myths have come into our life. Now, we have more gods in this modern time than the medieval people had in their time, or than the ancient people had in their time. We just haven't given images for them. Most of us are worshiping sex organs. Your God is a sex organ. You just haven't made an image of him yet. And you have many, many gods. So let's us separate myth from religion and be truly free. Thank you. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.